Alrighty, hey, and welcome everybody to Sherman Rain. This is the Nevada Conservative Podcast. Thank you all for being a part of the broadcast today. I hope it's not too loud. Today, guys, we've got an action-packed show. I can't wait to get going on it. We're going to talk a little bit about the Democrat delusion. We've got an election right now going on in Michigan, so we're going to talk a little bit about them. We're going to talk about the DSA. And we're going to also talk a little bit about some of these candidates that are running, because they're nuts, man. I just can't believe it. So when we get back, folks, we'll get this show started. We'll have some fun, and you will enjoy the Sherman Raid. This is the Nevada Conservative Podcast. We'll be back in just a second. All right, folks. Hey, I'm back, folks. It's Sherman Rain. This is the Nevada Conservative Podcast, broadcasting from wonderful Las Vegas, Nevada. Yeah, we've been here for quite a few years, and I hope that you are wherever you're at today, that you're really digging where you're at today. Let me get this broadcast on here. Make sure that everybody's up and going. Make sure I'm not making a bunch of noise. There we go. Looking good. For those of you, this might be your first time checking out the broadcast. I'm Sherman Ray. I am the producer of the Nevada Conservative Podcast, editor of the magazine, and you'll see me a lot online, kind of voicing my opinion on everything from, politics to food, I guess. That's where my wheelhouse is, politics and food. Before we get going too far, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, folks. You got to hit that subscribe button and make sure that you are subscribed to our channel. Every time we do one of these broadcasts, you'll get an update on what we're doing. We're also on Spotify and on Rumble, YouTube. I think we're on Truth Social, X, Instagram, all the social media sites, and Spotify. Don't forget Spotify, because if you'd like to just carry us along with you on Spotify, go ahead and download just the audio if you'd like, and we'd love for you to take us along with you. Well, today, guys, we're going to talk a little bit about these Democrats. Oh my gosh. Many of you know that over in Michigan right now, they're having an election between Abdul El Sayed and I think her name is, I was just saying it yesterday, Haley Stevens. And so today, the polls are going to be closing in about another hour on the East Coast, and then you'll find out how that came out. And this is the interesting thing about it, is that you got two nut jobs. One's a Democrat, progressive Democrat, so she's, open borders, the whole thing. And the other guy, he says he's not a DSA member, but he sure does spend a lot of time campaigning with those guys. There's no doubt about it that El Sayed is maybe he says he's not a DSA member, but he sure is hanging out with Hassan Piker, AOC, Bernie Sanders, the whole litany of DSA guys. That's his thing. He's been hanging out with those guys, and so he will be highlighted in many of those reels. We did a show on him, and we'll get to the broadcaster in just a second, folks. But we did a show on Abdul El Sayed, a couple of weeks ago, and we warned everybody about this guy. We told them, hey guys, guess what? This guy is not to be trusted. He is a bona fide Muslim Brotherhood Muslim is who he is. And he was born here in the United States, but the guy spent some time in the Middle East, Egypt, finding out what his Muslim roots were, and he got radicalized really quick, guys. I mean, he was a teenager, which is a about the time you get kids when you're going to radicalize them. And he came back with I was going to say something horrible there. He's got a real hatred for Jews. He's got a real hatred for Israel. And every time he does a speech, he says something about AIPAC, that AIPAC money. And it's a tell is really what it is. And many of you folks from Las Vegas, you know what that is. A tell is basically, what this guy's thinking because of the things he does all the time. And if he says something enough times, you probably are picking up on what he's thinking. And he hates Israel. He hates them with a passion. It's not like he just hates Benjamin Netanyahu. He hates Jews. And so this is the guy who's going to be campaigning to be the next senator of the United States. But he's representing some Jews who live up in Michigan too. There's Jews every place, and so we can't have that in the United States. Okay, well, we'll find out that we'll let you guys know about this tomorrow when we do our update on this. But let's get on the show today. We posted something earlier today, and it was the first thing we posted on our Facebook page. And I want to thank everybody who goes on our Facebook page and supports us. But we reported something about, and this is the way it went. It says you can always tell a candidate. You can always tell how a candidate is going to perform by the party that he's standing with, or you can tell who the candidate is based upon his party. And the Democratic Party has an issue, you guys. They did an autopsy, and it made it crystal clear. I'm going to read a little bit of what we said today. And it said, as the most recent FEC filings of the Federal Election Committee filings, the Democrat National Committee was about $16 million. They had about $16 million cash on hand, but they were in debt about $18 million. The Republican Party, on the other hand, is about $128 million cash on hand, zero debt at all. And so I was saying in the very quick clip there is that these guys want to run our country, the Democrat Party. They want to run a deficit. It's bad enough right now that everybody's not doing as well as they should be doing. But the Democrats are starting off in a hole right now. As a matter of fact, what they did is they mortgaged their office to pay extra bills. Hillary Clinton, or not Hillary Clinton, but Kamala Harris, when the DNC gave her some cash, they gave her about $1 billion. She burned through that thing like a bunch of sailors on shore leave. She went through $1 billion in like 107 days, man. How do you go through $1 billion in 107 days? That's a lot of money. Well, she spent every bit of it and left the party in a hole. Now, Ken Martin, who's the head of the Democrat DCCC, the embattled chairman, is stuck explaining why the National Party is broke while Republicans are sitting on a war chest. And the autopsy report itself reveals something even more damning. Many of the higher-ups who made their money off politics simply stopped caring what was happening at the state level, which means basically all their candidates, Joe Biden in particular, Kamala Harris, everybody, all these guys who are running for office, they just stopped caring. You know why? Because they made their money. They already had cashed in. The grassroots and state parties were left to fend for themselves. And guys, this is emblematic of what the candidates are doing now. The candidates are basically saying, look, I'm just going to get as much money out of this as I possibly can. I'm just going to burn through as much money. Ooh, Kamala Harris did it, man. She burned through $1 billion in 107 days. So, folks, here's where we lie on this whole thing, is that these people are now saying to the American public, can you give me the keys to the White House? Can you give me keys to the American economy? Can you give me the keys to the goose that laid the golden egg, which is the United States? That's the scary part about all of this, folks, is that Democrats want you, the American public, to give them a second bite of the apple. Now, many of you already know what happened the first time they did this, okay? Or in recent memory, so it's really very recent. So let's go back to it very quickly, okay? Before we take a break here. Joe Biden was handed an economy by Donald Trump. Now, even with COVID, Joe Biden was given an economy that was humming. It was the best economy in decades. I mean, not just a couple of years, but in decades. And Joe Biden was given that, and within 2 years, our inflation rate was up by, I think we were 7%, 9%, something like that. Gas prices were through the roof. Job losses were, of course, because of COVID. We had issues. But the worst part about it was that inflation went so high that between immigration and them printing money like drunken sailors, everything got so expensive that now people cannot buy a home. So that's why many folks can't buy a home. And that we find ourselves right now fighting to get our economy back on track. Good thing about it is you got Donald Trump back in office, and he corrected for the most part all of it, saved and if it weren't for the war in Iran, we would probably see just craziness going on here with their economy. Because right now, if you have a 401k, somebody said it today, your 401k is so valuable now as a result of the Trump economy that now they're calling it the 501k. Because we've made so much money, the stock market has made so much money, and many people have their retirement savings in the stock market, so they call it the 501k, which is just amazing. So, returning to the Democrat rules right now, folks, is like you going to your refrigerator and getting that glass of milk that you know in there, and you drink it and go, oh my gosh, that thing's sour. And you put it back in the refrigerator, hoping that the next time you pull that milk back out, it's going to be just fine. Okay? It won't work, guys. It's just not going to work. And that's what people are asking people to do right now, though. They're saying, go ahead, give Democrats back the key to the refrigerator. Folks, we cannot let it happen. Just cannot happen. Anyways, when we come back, folks, we're going to talk a little bit about the Democrat delusion and the DSA, because this is big. This is probably bigger than they even think it is. And we've been trying to warn them, but they have just not listened. This is Sherman Ray. This is the TNC podcast. We'll be back in just a second. All right, folks, we are back. This is Sherman Rain. This is the TNC podcast. Thank you once again for being a part of the broadcast. And I want to thank all the folks that are supporting us on Facebook and on our YouTube channel, too. Because every time we do our shorts, because we do our shorts a couple times a day, thousands upon thousands of people are really enjoying those, and I get some great feedback. We just actually started a new thing where we're actually going to be... we're going to actually, I think what do they call it? They call it a community. So it's the TNC podcast community. That's what it is. So you can check that out on our YouTube channel. And if you really like to get involved in some of the things that we're doing, we'll have some conversation and stuff like that. So write us, okay? Or you can just write us directly at thenevadaconservative@gmail.com. That's thenevadaconservative@gmail.com. Let's talk about the great Democrat delusion, folks. Democrats, we started this, I don't know, gosh, about almost a month ago, saw the handwriting on the walls. And well, what do I mean by the handwriting on the walls? Well, the handwriting on the walls was that the Democrat Party was going to we saw the Democrat Socialists of America start to rear their ugly head. And this was something that, you know, I mean, I saw this coming a long time ago. It's not that I'm clairvoyant, I'm the smartest guy in the world. I'm not saying that. I'm a pretty smart guy, but I'm not the smartest guy in the world. And the first time I saw a Democrat Socialist was Zohran Mamdani. And I made this statement, and I wish I could play the playback right now. I said, you watch what's going to happen. These Democrats are not going to say anything to Zohran Mamdani because they're afraid that they're going to get primaried. All right? I mean, some of you heard it. Some of you remember it. And guys, guess what? It happened. It happened over and over and over again. Not only did they not say anything to the about these DSA members, because DSA members, for those of you who don't know who these guys are, we're going to talk a little bit more about it in the third block here. But these guys are some scary individuals. But the most scary thing about them is that they're very, they get moving. I mean, they're very animated. They are very active. They are like the younger version of the Democrat Party on steroids and crazier, if that's such a thing. And so, and what did Democrats do? Democrats basically said, well, we're a big tent party and we're big tents, and which means that we're scared of them. and so they said, we're a big tent party, and because we're a big tent party, we're just going to allow those guys to go ahead and run amok. You know, it's almost like these, and many of you know these type of people, those parents that their 16-year-old daughter is being sexually active, smoking dope, and what do the parents do? They go, yeah, good, let's smoke dope with you, sweetie, as long as you do it in the house, right? And then they wonder why their daughter's pregnant with 4 or 5 kids in the house, and they're selling weed out of the back room, okay? This is how the Democrats have done. We warned them. We said, you need to take care of these DSA members, because if you don't, they're going to get bigger. They're going to metastasize, which means they're going to grow. And they're going to grow so much that they're going to eat you as the host body. And that's exactly what's happened. They went from one guy, Zohran Mamdani, to now they have 35 of them. There's only 120,000 DSA, card-carrying DSA members in all of America. 35 of them now are running for or are in office right now under the banner of the Democrat Party. We tried to remind Democrats, and Democrats kept saying, oh, we're just a big party, just a big party. Well, now you've got Liz Warren, you've got Ro Khanna, you've got any number of Democrats right now that are jumping in bed with the Democrats saying, or Democrat Socialists saying, oh, they're the greatest, okay? The reason why they're doing that, and Kamala Harris, okay, Kamala Harris just started doing it too. Why are they doing this? Because they can see the handwriting on the wall too. Democrat Party is cooked. Okay, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. They are cooked, man. Ken Martin blew them off, and I don't know if they're going to be able to come back from this, because I don't know if they're ever going to be able to come back from this. Okay, we tried to warn them about these crazy presidential candidates. We tried to warn the Democrats about Kamala Harris. They didn't listen. We tried to warn them about AOC. She's a bartender. But right now, she's like number 2 between 1 or 2 between her and Kamala Harris. Who's going to run for president? A bartender from. We try to to warn them about Hillary Clinton, Al Gore, okay, and they poo-pooed all of them. And guys, now we've told them about the DSA. They're delusional. I'm going to make this prediction right now. And some of you, I know somebody's going to probably say, oh, Sherman, you're just just calm down. Because I actually had somebody say that a long time ago, too. This is about a month ago. Somebody goes, they'll never amount to nothing. Come on, they'll never amount to nothing. I'm going to make the announcement right now. By next year, the Democrat Party is going to be on life support systems. What do I mean by that? I'm almost predicting that there's going to be a takeover. There's going to be a hostile takeover of the Democrat Party by the Democrat Socialists of America. The Democrat Party that people have been accustomed to bowing down to, paying homage to, it's going to be no more. And in 10 years from now, they're gone. Completely gone. They'll have been taken over by the Democrat Socialists of America, and the Democrat Party is going to be gone. Okay? So I'm making my prediction right now. Okay? So anyways, let's do this. Let's take a break. And when we come back, folks, we're going to talk about why the Democrat Party is so appealing. Democrat Socialists of America are so appealing to these younger people. Okay? And I think it's going to be surprising to you. Okay? We'll be back in just a second. Folks, we are back. This is Sherman Ray, and this is the TNC podcast. Thank you so much. The Nevada Conservative Podcast. Thank you so much for being a part of the broadcast, folks. And some of you might just be the first time you're checking us out, and we want to thank you. We would never, we wouldn't be anything without you guys. Really wouldn't. Especially you folks that are on Facebook, you're really digging us. We went from beginning of the summertime, we went from 600-700 people to over almost 6,000 people right now who are digging the show. We touched over 1 million people during the summer. 1 million people, guys. And it's not me, guys. Not me at all. I mean, I just put out the stuff here, and I'm not the smartest guy in the world. I'm going to say that now, and I'm not humble by any stretch of the imagination. That's my wife. I'm not a humble person, okay? But I have got to tell you, I did not do this, okay? I was not being smarty pants, that kind of guy. It's about you. You've shared all of our stuff, and you've made us very, very. Our reach has gotten out there, and we're reaching not just here in the United States, but in Canada or over in Europe too. So this show is becoming quite the thing. And it's really because of you. And we're spreading conservatism, guys. That's really what it's about. We want to spread it far and wide. So go ahead, share this, and tell all your friends, man. Tell all your friends that you listen to that crazy Jamaican guy from Las Vegas, okay? Well, let's talk about it. And we got just a few more minutes left. But people have been asking, why are the Democrat Socialists of America so appealing to people? I mean, this is probably the $6 million question. Why are these guys so appealing? Well, the reason why is because, let me give you an example. There was a Democrat Socialist on one of the talk shows this morning, and she was talking to this guy from Venezuela. Okay, so she's talking to this guy from Venezuela. Now, he knows what socialism is. He came here 10 years ago. And so he was a very smart guy, and he was basically saying, look, you guys, socialism in Venezuela was so bad, they promised the world, delivered nothing. And you guys, the Democrat Socialists, came over to Venezuela to find out what they were doing, and now you want to bring that brand of, crazy to the United States. And he says, it didn't work there, it's not going to work here. And so they asked all these questions, and the girl basically, and some of the questions were very poignant, like, do you believe in abolishing the police? Do you believe in abolishing the Senate? Do you believe in abolishing the courts? All these other things. And to every question she deflected. She never said yes to anything. And they said, why can't you answer yes? The one guy asked her one question. He said, well, what if somebody comes in your house and he starts stealing from your house, robbing, pillaging, raping, looting? Should he go to jail? And she deflected again, and she says, well, I think it's more important about Jeffrey Epstein. And this occurred to me, this made it very solid to me. This is why nobody knows about the Democrat Socialists of America. Now, a couple of shows before, we saw there were a couple of other people came on, a couple of the co-chairs. They were very poignant in saying, yes, we believe in abolishing the presidency, the Senate. We abolish it. You know, one guy came on, he was talking about how nobody should be able to make a double-digit return on their investment. Okay, they were very honest about it. But this girl was very evasive in everything she said. The reason why most people, and especially the voting bloc of the supporters of the DSA, which are about 30 years of age, okay, they're less than 40 years of age, most of them have no idea what socialism is. Many of them have no idea what the Democrat Socialists of America believe in, because they believe that they're this kind of the Swedish thing, you know, Sweden, Finland, you know, some of the Nordic countries where they have really high taxes, and that's how they live. They believe that that's the kind of socialism they're talking about, but that's not even socialism, guys. Okay, we don't have time to go into the whole thing here, but they think that that's the kind of socialism that they're talking about. Okay, that's not the kind of socialism that the DSA is talking about. The DSA is all they hear, guys. Teenagers, okay, 20-year-olds, 30-year-olds, and those are generally the people who are supporting them, people in deep blue districts. They believe that the DSA are just very nice, kind of Scandinavian, Nordic type people. That's not what it is at all. They believe that all they're going to do is getting free stuff. Guess what? Zora Mamdani said, hey, we're going to get you these government-run stores, and you're not going to pay for your student loans. You're going to have a free house. Oh, guess what? We're going to, if we really get in office, you get us all in office, you won't even have to go to work. Yeah? And people are going, yeah, let's vote for those guys, okay? That is not reality, guys. That's not socialism at all. Socialism is the government owning the means of production, which means, guys, guess what? Nike, Coca-Cola, Best Buy, all these corporations are owned by the government. And the government says, guess what? This is what you're going to get. And that house that you think that you're buying because you think it's so cool, you know, you just bought that tri-level or whatever with the white picket fence. We're talking about the American way of, you know, the American dream. You're going to live in government housing. What does that mean? Well, you know those 50-story tenement buildings in Chicago? Everybody's getting one of those. And you're going to live in that because guess what? The government says that's what you get. That's socialism, guys. Oh, yeah, no. You don't have to worry about working anymore because guess what? You don't have to worry about your food or anything else like that because you're going to go to those government-run stores, and if everything runs out, too bad. Okay? Because there's nobody there that is going to work hard enough to make sure you get that Wonder Bread or you get those Snickers bars or something like that, okay? That's capitalism, guys, okay? Why would anybody try to create a product that you're going to really like if they're not going to make a buck off of it, okay? That's capitalism. You're going to get whatever, and generally that's going to run out. That's socialism. That guy in Venezuela that we talked about earlier, he knows about it because Hugo Chavez or Maduro, promised them the same thing. Oh, you're going to free this, you're going to free that, you're going to free this, you're going to free it. And everybody went, yay. And guess what? They got bupkis. Nothing. So, that's why these kids are voting for Democrat Socialists. All they hear is free. Okay? And none of them take the time to study what socialism is. When they say it's Democrat socialism, all they're socialists using the Democrat Party to get into office. Democrat socialism, okay? They're socialists using the Democrat Party's apparatus, their money, their food, their voter rolls, all their to get into office. That's all that is, okay? But when you dig through all the crap that these guys are, they're nothing but a bunch of commies, because communism is just that much, you know, further, just much that another DNA molecule closer than socialism. So, folks, Don't be fooled by these guys. They might come in, they might say, oh, we're going to give you the best things. But think about it this way, guys. If it were not for capitalism, okay, capitalism, you wouldn't have a Snickers bar. You wouldn't have a Coke. You wouldn't have a pair of blue jeans. You wouldn't have your house. Somebody has to put out the energy for you to get those things. This shirt I'm wearing right now, guys, is as a result of capitalism. Because somebody thought, I bet you somebody would buy that shirt. Okay? Even because I really like this part right here, to tell you the truth. You certainly wouldn't be watching this on computers, okay? Because there's no reason for anybody to make a computer because you can't make a buck off it. You just can't do it, okay? I'm trying to put it in the simplest ways, okay? But capitalism is, guess what? I've got an idea. I'm gonna make it happen, okay? I've got a product or a service. I think bet my neighbors would want to buy this thing. That's what capitalism's all about, and there's nothing wrong with it, guys. That's what made America great. Okay, it's worked out. It's worked for all the years we've had it, guys. Guess what? So, anyways, we're gonna have to go, you guys. We're running over time. I want to thank you once again for being a part of the broadcast, folks. And if you would like to see more of this, just go ahead and write to us. Write to us at thenevadaconservative@gmail.com. Put the on there, guys. thenevadaconservative@gmail.com. We'll get it. We'd love to hear back from you. Go ahead and check us out on our website at thenevadaconservative.com. It's a newspaper. It's really what it is. We got all the latest things that are going on in the world and locally here in Nevada, because we are a swing state. And we do national news and international news also. Go ahead, follow us on online on social media, and we will see you again probably tomorrow, guys. We're going to try to do this as much as we possibly can. For us here in Nevada, our schools are back in, so guys, I hope the same is for you guys. Kiss the kiddos. We love you. We'll see you again tomorrow for the Nevada Conservative Podcast. Take it easy. Bye-bye.